Welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new product from Onewind Outdoors. This is the Hammock Screen House. So what the Hammock Screen House is, this works in conjunction with the standard Onewind 11-foot tarp like I'm going to be using today, or the new 12-foot tarp. And this creates a 360-degree zippered access screen room, essentially, that you can set up in the wilderness. So here's the approximate size of it, and it's not that heavy, it's a little bulky. And there is no tarp included in this. They're assuming that you've already got the tarp and you're going to be setting up the tarp first and adding the screen house when needed. So the first step is going to be to set up your tarp. So here's the tarp compared to the screen house. You can see this is a little bit bulkier, but this is going to be well worth it when you're in bug country. So the Onewind tarp has doors that fold in on the side, and these doors can pin back when the weather's nice. If you're flying the tarp, you can secure them to a loop up top. I'm going to get the doors out of the way. I'm going to secure all four corners up to this top loop. So now that the tarp's up, I'm going to go ahead and open up this stuff sack. So this did come with stakes, and I'm going to have to cut some poles for this. This is designed to be set up where I can go to 4 different anchor points around where the tarp is set up to fly this out, and I just don't have the spacing in this setup. So I'm going to use what I can, and I'm just going to cut a temporary pole for the rest of them. If you had trekking poles, or if you were setting this up in a known location, you could cut some really nice poles and just stash those off the ground and be able to use them each time you go camping. I've got zippers on each end, and the top is elastic, and the bottom has a nylon skirting. So you're going to get the top, you're going to get to your corner, and then you've got these snaps. Now these snaps are going to go around my ridge line. So the screen house is attached to the tarp on both ends, but it's not really secured to the tarp yet. So I've got this pass-through right here, and that is on the screen house, and then I've got a corresponding tab right here on the tarp. So I'm just going to take my cordage off, pass the tab through, and re-secure the cordage. So this line is hanked up pretty tight, so I was able to not untie it, just slide it right through. So I already started on the back. All I'm doing is taking the guidelines off my tarp and just securing it to a tree. I think I'm going to get lucky here. I may not have to cut stakes at all. It may not be exactly in the perfect shape, but it's going to work, and this is probably a pretty good idea of what you're going to get in real life situation. So this looks pretty nice so far. I'm going to go ahead and stake the corners down, and then I'll show you the inside. This is the first time I've set this up, and I'm going to be field testing this in Minnesota on a canoe trip. I'm leaving in like 6 days. So that should be pretty much prime bug season. I was in the UP just a few days ago, and it was buggy up there. The bugs were kind of lethargic, so I think if I give them another week, it's going to be pretty intense. And this is going to be something I can set up. I can not only use it as a lounge area and a cook area, but you can put your hammock up in here just as easy. These snaps right here, these snaps open up, and this is where your tree straps go through. So I can set this up during the day, or as soon as we make camp. I can make dinner, have everything ready to go. As soon as we're done with our camp experience and it's time to go to bed, I pop these snaps open, run my tree straps through, and then I've got a hammock set up in my camp area, everything's nice and dry if it happened to be raining that evening. This thing is pretty impressive. The zipper door actually does not go all the way down to the bottom. There's a tab right here, just a few inches, and that's got a box reinforcement on it. And I'm glad that's there. I don't necessarily want to unzip these doors and roll it back. If the bugs aren't bad, I just won't use it. I'll set up my standard tarp and I'll leave this in my canoe barrel. With having that reinforcement there, I don't have to worry about tripping over it as I'm going in and out on a week-long trip, tearing up my zipper, and then I'm at the mercy of the bugs while I'm at camp before I'm in my hammock. Also, this skirt here, so this skirt's going to be way more durable than this netting in contact with the ground, and this is not perfect area here. You can see it's got a little bit of roll to it, but I actually have 3 tabs to secure the stake with. I've got it on the bottom one right now, but if I was in a dip and I needed to keep it taunter, I could just go up to the higher stake and secure it that way, and that's going to give me a little more skirting. That's going to work similarly to a snow skirt on a tent. So I'm really liking it. This is going to be something that's durable, something that I already have my tarp with me. So this is a no-brainer. I'll just grab the net if I'm in an area that's known for mosquitoes, or if it's a certain time of year where the mosquitoes are going to be bad. So this is enormous in here. This is really, really impressive. This is big enough for probably 4 to 6 adults to be sitting around in chairs with plenty of room. So you could eat in here, you could cook in here. The depth is just hard to get on camera here. So I'm in the back corner right now, and I could be repairing something, I could be repairing an item, somebody else could be over in the other corner cooking. A lot of room. And because this is a tarp setup initially, you can set this to whatever height you need it to be. I'm 6 foot tall. At the peak here, this is maybe 6'3", 6'4". So depends on your situation, depends on your area, but I am loving this so far. This is something I can't imagine not taking with me. The bugs are just so bad sometimes in certain areas that it really puts a hamper on your camp life. And for the size of this is about the size of a large camp blanket probably when it's stuffed down. And other than that, it's my normal hammock tarp. And when I'm all done, when I get everybody out of my area for the evening, I've got those snaps I can open up. I can run my tree straps right through this and set up my hammock right in the middle of this.